Hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from my office here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sport Fishing fleet for the dates of the 19th of April through the 27th of April, 2023. The year is rolling really, really fast. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us. Really excited to be back. And if you like what we're doing, please do us a big favor. Give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, yes, I've got my jacket on. That's because it's early morning here, just kind of waking up. Been running around for about 3 or 4 hours already, but it's early morning here, and it's cold outside. And here's the thing about the way the weather is these days. This is that transition time that I talk about all the time. It's not really winter, not really spring. It's definitely not summer. The mornings are very, very chilly. So if you're coming down, bring something to wear early in the mornings for the spray if you're out in the water, for the wind, because it is a little breezy in the morning. It's down into about, I'd say, the high 50s, low 60s early in the morning. Really, really chilly. We've got some folks here from New Jersey. We've got some folks here from Boise, Idaho, and they think I'm crazy because I think it's cold. But you want to bring something down for early in the mornings if you're coming down, like a light sweatshirt, a pullover, something you can take off, because in about 2 or 3 hours, it does jam up to get warm. I mean, 30 or 40 degrees warmer during the daytimes. Here it's like 91. It's going to be 93 degrees today, so it warms up really quickly, but you want to have something for early mornings and certainly in the evenings when you wander around town. The way things are right now, it's been kind of up and down. We're really, like I say, transitioning from the cooler temperatures and cooler conditions to the warmer temperatures, and that is reflected in the kind of fishing we're doing right now. Now, earlier in the week, and if you'd seen my last report, it looked like things were getting better, and indeed they are. A lot more variety coming in. There's still some winds. They're blowing from the south, and it can still be gusty, but things are still a little bit on the cool side, so we're still getting cold water species, but we're also starting to see more of the warm water species as well. And that's providing a lot of variety. You really, if you're putting a bait in the water right now, you really do not know what you're going to catch. And that's kind of what's fun. A lot of our folks coming down and they're not really targeting anything. They just want to have some fun, want to have some action, and that's what's going on. We've probably got, I don't know, 13 or 14 different species. You may not catch exactly what you want on the day you want, but you know, there's a good chance you might catch 3 or 4 or 5 different other species that you've never caught before, and that's what really makes it cool and what makes it really exciting. Now, earlier in the week, it seemed like fishing was a little bit off. Everybody caught fish, there was plenty of action, but it seemed like there was a little bit of a downturn in the fishing, and I think that had something to do with the full moon that we had. And I forgot until one morning, I'm wondering why the fishing seemed to be a little bit off. I looked up and there was that big full moon sitting out over the ocean. And I do get to see it early in the morning. Like I said, it's really still early morning here. I put out all the fishermen, sent them out to La Paz, sent them out. Our Las Arenas boats went out, sent some folks back to the airport, and now I have a little bit of office time. But that full moon is still sitting out there over the ocean. I can see it even though the sun is coming up. But you know, as the full moon diminished, seemed like the fishing got better. So like I said, everybody did catch fish, but it seems like the fishing has gotten better this past week as the full moon diminished. What kind of species were we catching? Well, there are roosterfish biting, and you know, most of them are the smaller size, maybe that 20 to 40 pound size. A lot of little ones in the bay that you can have fun with all day long. There are some bigger ones as well. We hooked some in the 50 and 60 pound class. None of the bigger ones yet, but 50 and 60 pound class roosterfish are nothing to sneeze at. Yellowtail on the La Paz side, the yellowtail have been running anywhere from 15 to about 30 pounds. There are a number of fish that we could not stop. We're catching mackerel right out in the bay where the tankers are anchored. There's a bunch of mackerel under there. Take those out north of La Paz, over around Espiritu Santo Island and El Bajo. And this last week, the yellowtail were really biting nicely, especially, like I said, as the full moon diminished. Big fish, a number of fish, I'd say probably half the fish that were hooked could not be brought to the boat, or they were breaking lines, or the guys just, you know, that's fishing, especially when you got a big fish. We're also seeing, like I say, some of the warmer water species like the Dorado are showing up. And the ones we were getting this week were maybe 15 to 20 pounds. Some fun fish, especially because a lot of the folks we have here right now are first timers or have never fished this area. Other species, we got Sierra, we got Amberjack, we got Jack Crevalle, we got several different kinds of bonita. There was Sierra, Pargo, Dogtooth Snapper, Trying to think of some of the other species we got. Oh, pompano. Some really nice pompano. We had a big run of pompano a couple of weeks back, and then no pompano for a while. Well, this week we started seeing some more of those maybe 5 to 10 pound pompano. Also some trevally showed up in the counts. And we also got some rainbow runners. One of the guys called them Hawaiian salmon, but they are related to yellowtail. Very good eating. We had some folks bring it back. We did some sashimi and some poke here at our Tailhunter restaurant. So a bunch of good species. Oh, also some big cabria. How can I forget those? I mean, basically baby grouper, and there were some nice 5 to 10 and 12 pound cabria caught right in the rocks. The inshore fishing this week was especially good. Shallow water, close to shore. Maybe a dozen of the species that we caught this week were all those rockfish species and those species that hang out in the shallow water, which was great because you don't have to go very far. You never know what you're going to catch. You can troll a rapala, you can drop a jig, you can fish live bait, and something is going to bite because there's all kinds of species in the rocks. Anyway, that's going to be a quick wrap up on what's going on. I got to get out and get some more people to the airport right now, and some other folks are arriving from the airport. So a real short wrap up for you for our Mexican Minute this week. But thanks for checking in. Really appreciate it. God bless. Take care of each other. We'll catch you next week. And I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute.